Tomorrowland is dedicated to the dreamers, to the ideals and wonderful ideas of Walt Disney way back when Disneyland Park first opened its gates back in 1955. A place not only a futuristic fantasy, but a promise of progress and innovation. Walt continued to share his vision with people worldwide at the 1964 World's Fair in New York. You would see the grand opening of multiple groundbreaking attractions like the Primeval World, It's a Small World, and great moments with Mr. Lincoln. A huge success, Walt proved that with hope and optimism, anything is possible. All these years later, we get a reminder of that in Disney's new film, Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland is an awe-inspiring endeavor revealed in secrecy during the D23 convention in Anaheim in 2013. However, no real information was given about what the story was even about. With the film's release finally here, one begs to question if the film lives up to the hype and expectations movie lovers have set up for it. From start to finish, Tomorrowland is more about the ideals and dreams that lead to it rather than the land itself. This, in my view, has led some moviegoers astray and has led to lukewarm reviews. However, rather than create a level of expectation for myself off those reviews and predictions, I felt it was necessary to focus on what the movie is actually trying to convey. Let's be positive for a moment, shall we? This is a movie about dreamers, about the great big beautiful tomorrow that Walt originally dreamed up along with the great thinkers of the past. From the few fragments of the past to our lead heroine Casey in the present, the struggle is keeping that optimism alive. In essence, the very future is at risk. However, not directly for the reasons you'd think. I won't go into details, you'll just have to see the movie for yourself. There are also a ton of wonderful little Disney moments that catch your eye. We get all the Easter eggs when we see the wonderful 1964 World's Fair flashback. And there's some hidden meaning in the choice of characters you see wandering by fairgoers, by the way. Seeing It's a Small World up close and personal was also extremely delightful. Yet, not seeing much of the past and having it fragmented instead was a unique decision on behalf of Bird & Company. At the same time, it is safe to say that the decision was probably made to keep the focus on the driving force of the film rather than spending half of it pulling along with backstory. The performances in this film are great. You definitely get the heart of Britt Robertson in her desperate attempt to save the future. She is inspiring as Casey. George Clooney definitely adds to the mix, bringing both the veteran edge and the reality that even the brightest of us can lead astray. Nevertheless, Robertson's strong presence is really what makes this film work. She wasn't alone in bringing this narrative to life, though. Raffi Cassidy enters the equation as a youthful Athena and definitely steals the show with wonder and grace. Athena is probably my favorite character in the film. Without spoiling any details, her antics and on-screen presence really made me want to go back and revisit the film again. Even though the title land is barely seen, it is still spectacular and inspirational. It just goes to show, anything is possible if you try hard enough. All the characters really let that idea shine, and is it a shame that so much negativity has been fueled around it? In one review, I even read they considered it Disney propaganda. Ironically, a lot of film reviewers seem to miss the hover rail on this one. Though they still make reasonable arguments, I definitely have to put out a voice of disagreement, since they feel they overlooked the film's message, and just wrote it off as a cheesy cinematic shortcut to explain the narrative. Seeing this movie twice, I highly recommend it. For those who have not cared for it, maybe you look into a few old Walt clips and read up on some of his projects. That would definitely give you the background you need to appreciate this film and the way it was made to represent. I challenge you all to not cast this film aside, but rather feed the right wolf and look for what is good about the film rather than what didn't meet your expectation. Besides, we need to set a good example for the younger generation, and this movie is a definite need for those who need inspiration to get out there and make a difference. Basically, as Casey said herself, even the tiniest of actions can change the future. In short, Tomorrowland is quickly paced, and it will definitely make you have to work a little bit to get where you need to go. However, throwing over-exaggerated expectations out the window, this movie is something I think Walt would be proud of. It acts as a simple reminder to dream big and remember to focus on how we can make the world a better place, rather than just sit in pity for what isn't perfect. With that, I really think we should all just look on the bright side. This has been an Optimist film review. Thanks for watching.